All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kwadash. Double honors due to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. This is the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. This lesson is going to be about the characteristics, or the comparisons rather, of Donald J. Trump and Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, aka Nero, right? The last emperor of the Julio Claudian dynasty, right? And he reigned approximately from 54 AD to 68 AD. I mean CE, but we know there's AD, right? So, and he stopped right around the time. Basically, he was the actual emperor that was in power, so called. Okay, because we know that they set him up as vassals and just basically puppets. All right, there's always been a shadow government, but anyway, they set this guy up, Nero, and when he died, because he committed suicide, so he was the last emperor. Okay, right before, I forgot who stepped in after him, but he was the emperor during the diaspora. Okay, the 70 AD, pretty much, right, where we were persecuted by the Romans. All right, and they wanted to destroy us, man. All right, which happened. It was a 7-year period, roughly. It started in 66 AD, and I think it ended like in 73, the siege of Jerusalem. All right, but there was a lot of comparisons that people draw to him and Nero, and through the spirit, I honestly believe that he is Nero coming back in the flesh, right? I mean, it would only make sense to for the Lord to bring back Nero, all right? Hey, the scriptures say that even the two that even the one that pierced him, okay, pierced Yahushua, is going to be here, all right, when he returns. And this is the last age, man, right? And we're waiting on Yahushua's return. So without further ado, I just wanted to show this, all right? They got the bust over here. Looks kind of like him, of course. And then over here, this is the, Jerusalem Post, all right? Donald Trump, the American Nero. Now, this is crazy because, and this was in 2022, but it's crazy that people can see and they're drawing comparisons to the Roman Emperor Nero, all right? But anyway, I'm going to read a little bit of this. Donald Trump, the American Nero opinion. Historians have called the Roman Emperor Nero tyrannical, self-indulgent, and debauched. And that's, Donald Trump embodies all those characteristics, man. He is also widely regarded as the worst of all Roman emperors. Whoa. Hey, and how the elites are going to have him set up. Hey, very well, he's going to have that title as well, because they're going to blame him for the downfall of this economy. All right, the downfall, of the society. All right, and they're just gonna put it all on him. He's gonna be the so-called scapegoat when they're actually doing this and engineering it behind the scenes. Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, the fifth emperor of Rome, 5, power, was the number of power, was popular with the lower classes for cutting taxes. What about that? Hey, hey, Trump, he's popular with the with a lot of people, but especially you so-called Negroes, because of stimulus checks and shit like that, man. So hey, that's wow. Historians have called him tyrannical, self-indulgent, and debauched. He was a man with several wives, sexual perversions, and an obsession with performing for large crowds. Man, if that's not Donald J. Trump, I don't know what it is, man. Okay, he started off as a TV personality, like the Apostle Gabar goes into. He's an occultive personality, So just like what was the guy? It was either Teddy Roosevelt or but one of them was a fucking actor before they got in office. It shows you that they'll put anybody in office. But anyway, Wow, this is kind of crazy. He is also regarded as one of the worst of all Roman emperors, just as Nero was said to have fiddled while Rome burned. Donald Trump fiddled with his television remote while enjoying watching his followers violent assault on the Capitol of the United States in his name on January 6, 2021. A TV addict, he reportedly spent the first anniversary of his failed supposed coup fuming as he watched his successor lambast him. Even the showman who craves large even the show even the showman who craves large audiences, Trump subsequently sent an email to his supporters asking for money and inviting them to be one of his circuses this week in Arizona. There's nothing I love more than being on stage, he reminded them. There you go. Damn, man, this is really Nero in the flesh. Like I mean, I'm convinced in my mind. Like, we're in this truth, and we have to really be fully persuaded in our own mind, like, and not be parrots, right? Because once we get in our feet, feet wet in the truth, so to say, or we get our feet grounded, that's when we become our own man in the truth. Of course, we follow the doctrine and the teachings of, the apostles on down, the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. But certain things that the apostles say, like, especially dealing with reincarnation, some brothers just say it and be like, yeah, I think so, but I believe it, but they really don't, right? If you don't just say you don't, it's cool, But anyway, the great yeah. So I think that's it, man. Let me see. Yeah. Oh no. Man. Come on, man. All right. That's Salaki. I didn't even know that was down there. But anyway, here you go. All right. Um, let's get a precept really fast. And I was talking about reincarnation and Trump being Nero coming back. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 9. I mean, not Sirach, Ecclesiastes 1 verses 9, 1 verse 9. Chapter 1 verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So, and that's including bodies. That's including, me, you. All right. Scriptures say, me and Lord willing, we're feeling that lot. The spirit of a prophet is subject to the prophets. So the prophets are on the scene now. Nero is on the scene now. Them Romans that pierce Yahweh Shah, they're on the scene now. The same backbiting, stiff necked Israelites, they're on the scene now, right? The ones that cursed themselves and said, let his blood be upon our children's children, right? They're here now, man. This is the final age, all right? So what I wanted to bring out is a running list of Trump's planned executive orders, actions, proclamations, and legislation. Now, I bring this up because as soon as he got in office, it is rumored that there was basically about 100 executive actions that he signed, right? So you got to ask yourself, was this premeditated? Was it planned? How are 100 or, rumored to be allegedly 100 executive orders just carried out as soon as he gets in office, right? It's because he's set up, all right? He's set up as a puppet for the high level elitists, man. And of course, this comes with hey, he's Nero, so he wants to be president of the United States, right? He loves theater and being the center of attention. Hey, how much the president of the United States, you can't get more, so-called high profile than that, right? So yeah, I run a list of Trump's planned executive orders, actions, proclamations, and legislation. Donald Trump is promising a golden age of America in his second term, and he's issuing a raft of executive orders to try and make it happen. Slovakia, the president signed a slew of orders and directives that aim to end birthright, citizenship, and crack down on illegal crossings at the southern border, increase domestic energy production, and transform a Slovakia. The president signed a slew of orders and directives that aim to end birthright citizenship and crack down on illegal crossings at the southern border, increase domestic energy production, and transform a federal government he views as both too bloated and too quote-unquote woke. It is unclear which of Trump's executive actions will have immediate impact. or are merely symbolic, but they're already facing challenges. The Elon Musk led, see, there you go, the I ain't gonna say it, led Department of Government Efficiency drew lawsuits hours before Trump signed the paper to create it. Some of his controversial orders, including the one targeting birthright citizenship, also immediately hit legal challenges. And while Trump pledged in his inaugural address to create an external revenue service, wow, to collect tariffs and revenues from foreign nations, he'll need congressional approval to create the new agency. Here's a look at what Trump signed on day one and his executive action. So these are just a couple of them. It says, wait, hold on, what date is this? Okay, 2025. Okay, I was just tripping. Pardons, immigration. All right, signed some executive orders, I guess, on immigration, energy, federal workforce. All right, to end radical and wasteful diversity training programs, freeze hiring except in essential areas, health. Okay, reinstate members. Yeah, he wants to reinstate members. That's how you know that that military is bullshit, right? Trade, and the rest. Yeah, but he signed a slew of them, man. All right, so let's get into the scriptures, man. All right, without further ado, this is the book of Proverbs 29, because you people don't understand, especially you people that vote. Your vote doesn't count. All right, and the Lord looks down on your vote because you shouldn't be voting. The scriptures say to not elect someone to Israel. The Lord puts whoever He wants to in office. He puts whoever He wants to in office, right? It's not up to people, right? And I'm gonna get that later, Lord willing. But here it is, Proverbs 29:1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So right now, the people are in a state of mourning because an unrighteous ruler, all right, a wicked ruler is ruling over. This is the NLT. Whoever stubbornly refuses to accept criticism will suddenly be destroyed beyond the recovery. When the godly are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in power, they groan. So who is the wicked as pursuant to Malachi, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse, right? All right. The wicked is Esau, Edom. And as you can tell right here, this guy, where is he at? Yeah, that is an Idumean. All right. So moving on to the book of Ecclesiasticus, aka Sirach, chapter 10. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. All right. And this government, this shadow government, is not well ordered. All right. They don't care anything about the people. They're tyrannical. And that's a term that they use themselves, tyrannical. Okay. The reason why the Second Amendment was really enacted or created was because of how tyrannical the government was. And basically they gave people arms to defend themselves. So a lot of people don't even know that. So this government has been tyrannical, man. This same government with the same people ruling over it, all right, through reincarnation, they keep coming back. That's why they keep within their bloodlines. All right, they do it, incest and all that, just to keep, because they know, especially with their sons, they hand down everything to their sons, and they pride their sons because they know that through their sons they can come back, through the lineage, right? Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of the man the ruler of the city is, such as all they that dwell therein. So there you go. All right, so this place is fucked. like simply put, because you got this guy, all right, an occultive personality, okay, TV show host, all type of shit. And they said Nero was basically known for debauchery. Hey, this man is known for debauchery, man. What did he say a couple years back? Something kicker in the something, man. In the what? Come on, man. Hey, this is Nero, man. An unwise verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. Right. So we're coming into that time. The Lord is setting up the profitable rulers. Okay. His men, starting with Yahushua, right, and then King David, and then the rest of the ranking order of the 144,000, the 12, all right, which Peter is a part of the 12, David, okay, and then the rest wherever we may fall in, Lord's will. So to move on, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, and let's see what I want in this thing. Verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. So there you go. All right. And the children, okay, represents Esau, Edom. All right, because they are basically the youngest. They're the last of the nations, pretty much, right? They're the youngest of the nations, and that's who the children are talking about, man. What scripture is that? Just to back that up, precept on precept. Had in derision. Anyway, I'll look that up on my own for time's sake. But yeah. So there you go, man. Verse 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So right now we have the children, or the lowest of the nations, the basis of the nations. They're ruling over us right now. All right, E, right? So moving on to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, and I think verse 15. Yep. Actually, I'm going to start at 14, 13. Yeah. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. When thou art come into the land which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall thy power give thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And this is in the law, man. Okay, so you can tell, all right, this is not our brother. Now, of course, we know that there's a such thing as Israelite foreigners, and Gentiles, and Israelites that are basically of other nations, but their spirit is that of an Israelite, but their genotype or phenotype looks that of another race. All right, but that doesn't make them not an Israelite, right? But we know through the spirit that Donald Trump is definitely one of them. They not like us, all right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28, and Proverbs 28 and verse 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. Now, we know that, like I said earlier, Donald J. Trump is merely just a puppet, right? A vassal, so to say, or puppet, And the shadow government, which are the banking families, okay, the Illuminati, all right, the so-called illuminated ones, they run everything around the earth because they have the money and they have the power, because the scriptures say it is in their hand, okay? The Lord gave the earth into their hands for a short time, right? All right. This is all pretty good. I'm gonna go back to 10. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 10. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the upright shall have good things in possession. The rich man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that have understanding search him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that feareth always. But he that hardeneth his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that wanteth understanding is also a great oppressor. But he that hateth covetousness shall prolong his days. So there you go, man. A wicked ruler over the poor people is gonna, and that's gonna come, man. Okay, these draconian laws are going to come into effect, you know. And this man is really going to lose his mind. And we bring this out all the time, but like I always say, through the Spirit, that doesn't take away the validity of this living water. Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come unto you having great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. So that's the fruition of, that Proverbs 28:15, in his fullness, when the Lord activates this devil, man. And all these, like I said, he signs all these orders or whatnot. All right. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So there you go. All right. So all of these things, they're about to take away your liberties, your freedom. They're about to do away with the Constitution, which the Constitution is already like pretty much abolished. Like pretty much, they don't follow that shit. They don't respect it. All right, and it's actually in their way, because instead of being the full devil that they want to be, they operate through cowardice, right? They that's how they operate. So they have to set up things to where they can be justified. Well, and I think that's a part of Satanism too, basically showing you the truth and telling you and then doing it. All right, but that's the Lord setting it up on the left hand side anyway. But yeah. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness they have prescribed. Now, these executive orders are not coming directly from him. We understand that. They're coming from the powers that be. But he still is to blame, because he has subscribed to them. He has agreed to it, all right? And he's an ambassador of it. So he's very much to blame too, Nero. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 4. Actually, I'm going to start at the top. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shall ride upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So, martial law is coming up, man. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And that's happening now. They're consulting with that left-hand power to try to get basically guidance and basically direction on what they need to do next to further their NWO. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over in the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh of hosts. So there you go. Now, obviously, this is after the exodus of Egypt. So what Egypt is this talking about, man? Okay, one may ask. All right, when we go to the book of Revelation, the 11th chapter, and verse 8. And a dead body shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So this is talking about Babylon the Great, aka America, where our Lord has been X'd out or crucified, right? Or X'd out because he was crucified in his homeland. All right, the skull, the Mount of Bones, the Mount of Skull, Golgotha, something like that. I think, Mountain of Skull or something like that. But anyway, this is the last one, because he very well might be the Prince of Tyrus. Okay, because when you go into the Prince of Tyrus, he was tyrannical. He cared about money, riches, All right, and this fits this guy. Ezekiel 28:1, the word of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of the Most High, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not the Most High, though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High God. But so anyway, this is on a broad scale, on a macro scale, talking about the elites, but at the same time, the Prince of Tyrus, because Babylon is likened unto a slew of places in the scriptures, a lot of prominent places. So Babylon is modern day Tyre and Zidon, So it is, it's safe to insert Donald Trump into that. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee. Going to the Illuminati, the illuminated ones. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and have gotten gold and silver into treasures. By thy great wisdom and thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So these people, these high-level elites, they got filthy fucking rich off the backs of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites over here in America, all over the place, because America wasn't the only place of slave enslavement, right? You got the transatlantic slave trade. You got the Indian slave trade. You got the damn Spanish. You got all types of. We went through a whole bunch of captivities, to say the least, right? Behold, verse 7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers unto thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. So when I think about that, that's going into they shall hate the whore. Okay, Ezekiel 38. Okay, talking about the nations coming up against Babylon the Great. All right, Russia and all China and all those coming confederate together to bring this place down. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. So there you go. All right. So yeah, that's going into and it switches gears because it goes into something else. Um, when you go down to it, it talks about the garden and everything like that. So yeah, I'm gonna end it with that. Lord willing, it was edifying, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Slaki. Giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. And until next time, Shalom.